finance manager,
Yes.
an accounting assistant.
Yes.
So the issue of capacity, let's put it aside. All of them, the evidence they have given is such that you decide solely how monies are to be withdrawn and how they are to be spent. That's the evidence that they give.
No, but that should not deprive us from preparing the bank statement.
Exactly.
Bank reconciliation.
It should not. But so now it's for you to tell us why it was not possible.
That's what I'm telling you. It was not possible because we have the capacity gap.
They cannot provide bank reconciliation.
Yes.
Can you provide bank reconciliation?
Yes, I can provide.
Why did you not do it then yourself?
That's why I said I started.
Why did you not do it? From 2018 to 2020, you had 2 years, and that's just for the period under review. You had 2 years.
What I did,
For 3 years.
I did it with them once, and I think that they should be able to do it.
And they could not do it the subsequent month.
Yes.
The month after that, they could not do it.
Yes.
It's been 3 years. They still did not do it. And not even a financial statement.
Pardon?
Not even a financial statement.
You are not?
Not even a financial statement.
Yes.
The revenue baseline in 2018, do you know what it was?
No, I cannot remember unless I look at the...
But do you have a revenue baseline for 2018 and 2019, 2020?
Yes, through our budget.
Not the budget. What is your revenue baseline? How do you arrive at the figure to say that this is our revenue baseline?
We have some information from the data that we collect.
What kind of data?
Like when it comes to license.
Yes.
Where shops are assessed.
Yes. You do assessment?
Yeah, they do register businesses.
Do you have assessment conducted?
Yeah, they have a register.
Do you have an assessment conducted? The answer is yes or no.
Yes, there is.
You have a license register?
Yes.
And you have a rates assessment?
Yes.
For every year?
Yes.
This is done every year?
Yes.
If you asked to produce all the assessments from 2018, would you be able to do it?
Yeah, it should be in the records, yes.
It should be there?
Yes.
Okay, please give us the assessment. Yes, so what are your main sources of revenue at council when you were there?
We have license.
Right.
We have rates, rent and fees, government.
Yes.
And other incomes.
And other incomes.
Yes.
Now, for every year, do you know what you should expect, your projection for the year? Do you assess all this together to know how much you should realistically expect?
Yeah, actually, we do have.
You do have that?
Yes.
And so you know exactly how much?
Yes.
And that's what you are to produce to us?
Pardon?
And that's what you are to produce to us when you reappear?
I can't hear you clearly.
And that is what you are to produce to the commission? That will form the baseline?
Yes.
And so I've asked that you produce that?
Apart from?
I have asked that you produce that?
Yes.
Right. Now, yes.
Ask. Mr. Touray.
Yes.
You have stated that the council did not maintain an asset register, ICT training manual, and for a register.
No.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Council, you may proceed.
Mr. Touray, at the level of council, during the time you were there, have you maintained any lawyer or any law firm or law office?
I cannot remember.
You cannot remember?
No.
You've never worked with any lawyer in council?
No, I cannot remember.
How about any consultant?
Consultancy on what?
Any matter, any issue?
Actually, when it comes to consultancy, usually it is the funding agencies that do bring their consultants to us. I cannot remember anywhere where council hired a consultant.
You cannot remember?
No.
Advisors?
Advisors, no.
No advisors?
No.
Do you have a loan policy for the staff?
No, we don't have a loan policy.
But you used to issue out loan?
But we have usually local government service regulations
Yes.
that usually guide us on certain loans to be given out. And also the manual also.
What is this guidance?
It's about the loan scheme.
Yes.
When categories of staff who should be given
Yes.
certain loan on building or vehicle.
Do you follow that loan scheme? Do you follow those guidance?
Actually, during my time, I cannot remember anywhere I gave a loan of that magnitude.
Of what magnitude?
Yes.
Of what magnitude?
A building loan.
No, you
Or a car
decide. The scheme would not tell you that this should be the amount for it to fall within the classification of a building loan or personal loan.
Yeah, for personal
If
loan.
someone wants to build a house for $100,000, then that will suffice. Maybe they have extra funds.
Yeah, but when you apply for a personal loan, we term it to be a personal loan, and there are criteria.
What procedures do you follow when someone is applying for a loan at council?
The person have to apply.
Okay, formally.
Formally,
And
yes.
they all applied formally?
Yes.
Okay, and then what's the next step?
And when they apply, we look at the coffers.
Who do they apply to?
For personal loan to the CEO.
And then what do you do?
And when the funds are available,
Yes.
I give the approval,
Yes.
and the payment is done based
How
on
do you know where the funds are available?
through the banks.
Nobody should consult your finance director.
Yes, he is aware.
No, he's not aware, he said.
He is aware.
He said he's not aware. He said all loans are at your discretion, that you solely decide who to approve an application for.
I have to be consulting him when it comes to personal loans.
But then you will have to minute it then on the application.
Yes, I do minute it
Do
to
you
him
have
for
evidence of that?
for
Where you
his.
have to minute it to the Director of Finance?
Unless I look at the documents, I'll see it in one of the documents, some of the documents where I just minute it to him for his advice.
No, you proceed. First, we would, of course, subsequently request for the list of individuals that were given loan during your time and the procedure that was followed.
Okay.
But again, after you have done that consultation, which we have no evidence of, now you approve.
Yes.
Once you approve, do they sign any document?
Yes, they sign a document whenever they are paid.
Do they sign a contract?
Yes, it's a duration of 2 years for personal loan. It cannot
They
be more
sign a
than,
contract?
for the loan.
Yes.
Yes.
So are you sure?
Yes, because, okay, actually there is no contract that they may sign, but in the document, we have to put it there, the loan period should be not more than 24 months.
Which document is that?
Whenever approval is given, it has to be indicated there, the loan period should not be more than 24 months. And there should be a 5% interest.
If they leave the job?
Pardon?
If they leave the job?
Usually, the staff we usually give loans, unless otherwise, we don't think that those people will leave the job.
You don't think they will leave the job?
Yes, unless otherwise.
But you don't know?
Yes, I don't know.
Okay. So this is the only procedure you have?
Yes, because these are the categories of loan that we usually give out.
But it's fair to say you don't follow any strict procedure for granting of loan, that everything is entirely at your discretion?
The procedure we follow is to make sure that it is paid within 24 months.
Yes.
That's.
Do they all, the loans you've issued, they've all paid the loans?
Pardon?
They've all paid the loans?
Yes.
And it's open to all staff?
It will be deducted from their salary.
It's open to all staffs?
Pardon?
It's open to all staffs?
All staff have the right to apply for it.
How about the councillors?
Councillors, we do give them part salary, that I can remember.
Part salaries?
Yes.
Okay. So we will need the list of the individuals that were issued loan during your time.
Okay.
Mr. Touray, please also provide the regulations that you said you relied on for us. Thank you.
Yes, the witness is right. Yes, you recall that there was a borehole that was drilled at Darussalam, the
Pardon?
value of which is $850,000.
Yes.
What procedure was followed, Mr. Touray?
The procedure that was followed is the director of planning was there, responsible to inform the contractors, and he informed them.
Sane and Sons were awarded this contract.
Pardon?
Sane and Sons Enterprise.
Yes.
How were they awarded this contract?
Sane and Son, anyway, the time they were submitting their document, I was not there. But
What do you mean you were not there?
When the time they were doing their submission, it was directly done to the director of planning. And when we had our meeting, that was the time I saw all those documents.
Did you follow procurement process for this award?
No, we didn't follow.
Why?
We only requested for the quotations.
Who requested for the quotations?
The director of planning.
Why was that? Why was that?
Because we thought that he was the guy who knows these contractors.
He said?
He was the guy who communicated to the contractors to bring their quotations.
But why? Why does it have to be that way, Mr. Touray?
No, it should not have been done in that way.
Yes, but I'm now asking you as a CEO at the time, why did you not follow a procurement process in awarding $850,000 contract? Yes?
Actually, it was not followed.
It was not?
We didn't follow it.
No, that's not the question.
We told
You
that
awarded Sane and Sons $850,000. Who awarded Sane and Sons? It's not you.
it was the contracts committee.
Do you have the minutes of the contracts committee awarded Sane and Sons?
Yes, it must be there
Where?
at the council.
Okay, we will wait for that. So you are saying you sat over this at the level of the contracts committee
Yes.
and awarded to Sane and Sons.
Yes.
But you had already said that you didn't follow any procurement process.
Yes, we didn't follow the procurement process, all the procurement processes.
Yes.
But we had a meeting about these projects. It was minuted that I can fully
But
remember.
the award was not decided by the contracts committee.
That
The minutes of meetings that was stated by the director of planning, I think the director of planning did not disclose the process of awarding the contract to Sane and Sons. Now I'm asking you, was this issue deliberated on by upon by at the level of the Corridors Committee, and they agreed unanimously that it should be awarded to the to Sane and Sons?
No, that I cannot remember.
That did not happen. You solely, together with the planning director, acting, decided that you will award this to Sane and Sons. That's a fact.
Actually, I cannot remember how it was awarded.
Now, you disregarded the procurement process and awarded to Sane and Sons, but have you met them before?
No.
You did not know who Sane and Sons are?
No.
Right? How about Nyakasi Gasama?
Yes, I know Nyakasi.
How about Nyakasi Gasama?
Yes, I know Nyakasi.
You know Nyakasi Gasama?
Yes.
He ended up doing this contract. He ended up constructing the borehole. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Drilling the borehole.
Yes.
Why was that the case?
We thought that Nyakasi was representing Sane and Son.
How would you think that Nyakasi must have been representing Sane and Sons?
He was there to represent them.
He was where to represent them?
At the council.
Level.
Yes.
Do you know who Nyakasi is?
Yes, I know him.
Who is Nyakasi? Kasama.
Nyakasi is a civil servant.
Yes, and not a contractor. So why would he represent a private company?
Yes, he is not a contractor.
But why would he represent them? Did they write a letter or a power attorney indicating to you that they will be represented by the civil servant Nyakasi Kasama?
No.
So then why was that the case?
Anyway, we saw Nyakasi representing Sane and Sons.
You did not see Nyakasi representing Sane, Mr. Touray. We know what transpired between you and Nyakasi. We haven't gotten there yet. But you had known Nyakasi for a long time.
Yes.
And you know he is not a contractor.
Yes.
You know it very, very well. You knew he was a civil servant at the time.
Yes.
That he is not Sane and Sons.
Yes.
You did not receive any communication from Sane and Sons. So you in effect awarded the contract to Nyakasi Gasama. That's the fact.
Yes, it was awarded to Sane and Sons.
It was awarded to Nyakasi Gasama.
Yes.
Not Sane and Sons. You awarded the contract to Nyakasi Gasama. Is that not the fact?
But Nyakasi is not registered.
So he came with a registration of Sane and Sons.
We think that he was representing Sane and Sons.
You cannot think.
Because we saw him there
You cannot think. What made you think that he was representing them?
Because I think he was the guy whom they were communicating to.
What made you think so?
He was the guy whom they were communicating to.
Who was communicating with Nyakasi?
The director of planning.
Was communicating with Nyakasi?
Yes.
And Nyakasi is a civil servant?
Yes.
Why would they not communicate with Sane and Sons Enterprise? Because they don't exist for this contract. Is that not the case? You wanted to give the contract to Nyakasi. Just admit that. That is the fact. Is that not the case?
Anyway, Nyakasi...
You wanted to give the contract to Nyakasi Kasama.
Yeah, but
because you thought he could do the job.
Yeah, but we realized...
You thought he could do the job. That's why you gave him the contract.
We what?
You thought Nyakasi can do the job. He can do a good job.
Yeah, because we have seen him doing some of those type of
Exactly. Just say you trusted him and you believe he could have done the job very well.
But Council, we have seen the documents that was brought, I don't know where, by him, and they were all authentic, that the company was registered.
Today, are you listening to yourself?
Pardon?
Are you listening to yourself really?
Am I?
Listening to yourself.
Yes, I said we saw the documents.
Are you listening to yourself? Do you hear what you are saying? You saw what document?
Sane and Sons.
And does Nyakasi work for Sane and Sons?
That we don't know.
So because you don't know that, why would you deal with him? asking you. You don't know that, why would you deal with him?
We thought that he was representing Sani.
That's not true. That's a lie. That's a very obvious lie. You should be responsible enough to admit that you've been a friend with Nyakase, and he convinced you that he can drill the borehole.
Convinced who, me?
You and the director of planning.
Actually, it was a committee that we all agreed that Nyakasi.
That's not correct. How many of you were in this committee?
We discussed it at the committee level.
You said in your statement that during the verification process, Nyakase Kasama represented Sane and Sons Enterprise for the award of the said contract. Having awarded the contract to Sane and Sons, the work was carried out by Nyakase Kasama.
Yes.
So Nyakase, you knew why did he perform that work? Why did he do the drilling? Do you know why?
No.
When you knew he was the one drilling the borehole, did you ask any questions?
No.
Why?
Actually, I didn't ask.
Why? Actually, I didn't ask. Why? When it's time to collect money, you can be very smart. But when it's time to answer questions, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. You know why? Because you have received money from him. You received money from Nyakase?
No.
You have never received any money from Nyakase?
No.
Nyakase never paid to your account?
Yes.
So you have received money from Nyakase?
Yes, that was my money.
How was that your money?
Pardon?
How is that your money? 1st March 2019.
I was
money. 1st March 2019, you received in your account $120,000 from Nyakase.
I was doing some business with him.
What kind of business?
I was having some goods that my brother was selling for me.
You were having some?
Some good items.
What kind of items? What kind of items?
Refrigerators were there.
Refrigerators were there. And what else was there?
In those items, and power bank chargers were there.
Okay.
Solar power bank chargers.
And
we have some furniture there.
Right.
And some cars were also sent to me.
Right.
So Nyakasi, I know that he was going to the provinces up to URR.
Yes.
So I gave him some of those charges for him.
How many of the goods did you give to Nyakasi, the items?
Anyway, it was over 200 that I can remember.
Over 200 what?
Charges.
Okay. And the value of which is?
I think I was giving him at 1,000 for one.
Okay.
That I can fully remember.
We can't hear you. I can't hear you.
That I can fully remember.
Where is the evidence that you have given Nyakasi anything?
Actually, there was no evidence to say, there was no written document that we have given.
Please drop that one. Just drop it.
Anyway, that was between us.
No, you see, we are in Ramadan.
Yes, I agree.
Are you fasting?
Yes, I'm fasting.
Please don't lie.
Pardon?
Don't lie, because it is not worth it.
I am not lying.
It is not worth it. You had a kickback from Nyakase.
I am not lying.
You had a kickback from Nyakase.
No.
Mr. Touray.
No,
the same time, so it happened coincidentally that the same time that you had given Nyakase the contract, he happened to pay you $120,000 because you gave him some charges.
It was my items that he was selling.
During the same time that he was drilling a borehole for you.
Pardon?
During the period that he was drilling a borehole for you.
Actually, these charges were with him for a period.
I'm saying that it happened coincidentally that during the period that he was drilling the borehole for you, you happened to have given him a charger.
I gave them to him before even
payment. I'm concerned about the payments.
Actually, I gave him some of those items for him to sell them.
I'm not talking about that. I am concerned about the payments.
Yes?
Yes. It all happened at the same time.
Actually, I gave him some items for him
I'm
to
not
sell.
asking you that. You don't have evidence of that, do you?
Yes, there is an evidence that I gave them to him.
Where is the evidence?
Yeah, it was between me and him, so there is nothing that we have written to say. This is something that we should write to
So where's the
somebody to
evidence
say.
then? So here's your evidence.
Pardon?
Here's your evidence.
Yeah, actually, yes.
And you will be his evidence.
Yes.
So that's what you understand by evidence.
Yeah, exactly. In this case, because we have trust to each other. So I don't think.
Of course.
I don't think there is anything like saying.
Of course, Mr. Touray, you had trust with Nyakasi. That is why you awarded him a contract. And so if you can't account for this money, you will pay it back. You will recommend to the commissioners that they order that you pay this money back. There is fraud. Your fraudulent activity had been seen in every area council, Mr. Touray, that you have worked in. In every area council you have worked in. You will use revenue collectors to make money for yourself. Very embarrassing.
No.
And you award fictitious contracts.
The contract was awarded by a committee.
Mr. Touray, if you have minutes of that award of contract, we will need to see it. But the bottom line is there is no evidence that Sane and Sons, they were awarded this contract. In fact, they don't know nothing about this award. How did you pay Nyakasi?
It was paid based on the contract agreement.
You signed an agreement with Nyakasi?
Yes, a contract was signed.
Yes, he signed on behalf of Sane and Sons.
With Sane and Sons.
He had a power of attorney to sign on their behalf?
Pardon?
He had a power of attorney to sign on their behalf?
We didn't see any power of attorney.
Do you know what a power of attorney is?
No, I don't know.
You don't know what a power of attorney is?
No.
See, if I've had the power to remove you from our service, I will do it right now. Mr. Touray, you don't have a knowledge about what a power of attorney is?
No.
You don't know what it is?
No.
Do you know that if you are to represent someone, you have to have a paper? To say it in the most simplest terms, saying that you Seedy today will be representing XYZ, Mr. X in,
Yes.
says that you know that?
Yes.
That is a power of attorney.
Thank
But this you know, just pretending. Even if it is a normal writing, did you receive any communication to say Nyakasi, a civil servant, will be representing them? You have not. Right?
Okay.
Or is it because you trust him?
Pardon?
Is it because you trust him? When he says he's representing them, it is true he's representing them?
Actually, the trust is also there.
Your trust is also there.
Yes. Because we know it is his field of work.
Now, the total money paid to your account by Nyakasi is $190,000. This you know, right?
Yes.
190,000.
Yes.
What was that for?
Pardon?
What was it for?
It was purposely the items that he sold, and he was paying them back into my account.
Let's forget about this item that he sold. We forget about this item that he sold.
Actually, that was the reason why.
We don't have evidence of that item.
I agree, yes. But that was the reason why.
You were sent these items by your brother.
Yes. From US.
Where is the evidence of that?
Actually, for that of the container, I told you here the other time that my house was burned.
Yes, your house was burned, so the bill of lading and other documents were, documents were all burned together with that.
And those documents are burned. But the other time, I brought some documents of the cars which we are finally
Call
burned.
him, call your brother to resend that. You don't have an email? How was it sent to you?
Pardon?
How were these documents sent to you?
They were sent through a container.
You don't have an email?
The email of what?
Of these shipping documents?
No, actually, I don't have the email.
So if they were burned, it's your losses. You can't prove them. You can't prove that it ever happened.
The items which we have brought, I
You
checked
cannot
them.
prove. Can you?
My brother called me and told me all the items which had to be sent. And I received all those items.
Without these documents, you cannot establish the accuracy of your statement. You agree with that? You can't just sit here and say, my brother sent me 15 fridges, 1,000 chargers, and so on and so forth. Where are the evidence?
I still have some of those chargers with me in my house.
We will not know whether those was your brother sent.
I can even bring over 100 of them here if you want me to bring. If you want to bring
10,000 chargers here, we do not know whether those are the ones that your brother sent.
Yeah, they are under my custody in my house.
Mr. Touray, you should be smarter than this. You should be way smarter than this. You appear and give evidence as if you haven't been to school. That's the issue. Even you are answering the way you answer questions as if you have never sat in a classroom. Maybe you should revisit the manner in which you answer questions. See, we have had Babundu. Who's Babundu?
Babu is a council staff.
Council staff?
Yes.
Working in which department?
Market.
Why would he credit $50,000 into your account?
Pardon?
Why would he credit money into your account?
Yes.
Why?
He was sending it because I was giving him those money for him to pay it into my account.
You are giving him those monies?
Yes.
Pay into your account?
Yes.
But you can't do it for yourself?
Actually, no.
Where do you get these monies?
They are from the business.
From which business?
My brother's business.
Mr. Touray?
Yes.
How many businesses have you had?
Pardon?
How many businesses?
How many?
Business.
Business. Do I have? Actually, it's only one.
Did you register?
Pardon?
Did you register the business?
No.
So you should be charged with tax evasion then?
No, actually, those...
No. We can't have it both ways. It's either you had a business or you don't have a business. If you have had a business and it's not registered, you should be charged with economic crime and tax evasion.
It was not registered.
Then you should be charged with that.
Fine.
Yes. And you are saying fine, comfortably.
Yes, it was not registered.
Why didn't you register it?
No, actually, they were goods which, we just disposed them and that's it.
That's it?
Yes.
Mr. Touray, it's going to be difficult to move this country forward with people like you. Now, the 10% that contractors are to pay, this withholding tax, have you been deducting the 10%?
No.
Any reason for that?
No, actually, there was no reason. We are not paying any 10%.
Why?
For withholding tax. No, we are not deducting it from them.
But why?
Actually, we are not doing it.
Do you know that you are to withhold tax?
Yes.
So why was that not the case in your area council?
We are not withholding any tax.
Mr. Touray, we are not in primary school. You have already answered that question, that you were not withholding tax.
Yes.
The next question is, why were you not withholding tax?
It was an oversight.
What do you mean by an oversight?
We are not deducting it, that's why. That's why I said it was an oversight.
Fatu Jeng, Mariama Khan, you know them?
Yes, I know them.
They used to work for the area council?
Yes, they were appointed.
You terminated their services during the COVID?
Yes.
Please explain to us why you had to terminate their service.
We terminated their service because the area that they were working with, that market area, the Lumo, we are no more functioning.
Yes.
Based on that, we were advised to temporal appointments. We make sure that we rather prefer to stop.
Who advised you to do that?
I can remember at the ministry level, we once had a discussion there where we were told that we stop all temporal appointments.
Yes.
Because Lumos are no more working and we were also seeking for funds from the government.
How many temporal appointees do you have? at the time?
By then, they were the two.
Only
They were
the
the
two of them?
Yes.
Where is the communication from the ministry advising you to terminate their services?
Because we were trying to lobby some funds from them for support. And during that discussion, they advised us to stop paying wages and temporal appointment. We stopped them because Lumos, we are no more working.
Where is the advice from the ministry?
Because we think that they were temporarily appointed, so we can...
You said it was advised by the ministry.
Yes, it was a discussion at the ministry level.
Who advised you at the level of the ministry?
Actually, we were discussing about it.
Who advised you at the level of the ministry to terminate their services?
It was not an advice directly. It was just a discussion that we all agreed to say. All temporal appointments, you should stop them.
So now it's no longer advice.
Pardon?
It's a discussion.
Yeah, it was a discussion.
Who did you have the discussion with?
We are having at the ministry level.
Who at the level of the ministry?
I cannot remember by then because we were at the Directorate of Finance by Governance when we were discussing about the support from the government.
Support from the?
Support from government to support councils.
Do you know when they were terminated, they still continue to work as revenue collectors because they were called by their supervisors at the time to come and help them in collecting revenue, especially at the Lumos?
For that, I cannot remember that.
You cannot remember?
Yes.
Now, were the revenue collectors collecting revenue during this period?
Actually, that I cannot remember whether they have. I think they must have informed the Director of Finance who should be responsible. But on my side, when I wrote the letter, I thought that already their service was terminated.
Did you compensate them in any manner?
No, there was no compensation.
Why?
We didn't compensate them.
Why?
Nothing.
There was no need to compensate them.
No, I don't think.
Did
Did
you give them adequate notice?
Pardon?
You give them adequate notice of termination?
No, there was no adequate notice.
Why?
We only wrote to them.
And they should cease working for the area council with immediate effect?
Yes.
And you think that was fair? That was a due process that was followed?